Today I'm going to be reviewing this Grand Fusion extendable squeegee that was recently sent to me by the brand. Now it did just come in this brownish colored cardboard box when they sent it to me, and then it essentially just comes with this inside of a plastic bag and the instructions. And the instructions are relatively clear, so all you have to do is loosen this little nut up right here to be able to adjust this up or down, and then once it's adjusted, then you're going to tighten it. Now one thing about this is going to be a really slick metal. I definitely would prefer if they would have something that made it where you could easily grip onto it, as you're going to want to turn it relatively tight to keep this part from adjusting up and down. And then trying to untwist it is going to be a little bit of a pain in the neck, especially if you have grip problems, to be able to loosen it to adjust it again. So definitely would have preferred if they would have put like little nubs on this part to make it easier to open and close. That definitely would have been a lot better in my opinion. So like I'm going to tighten it down like that, and then that's not quite tight enough. So I'm going to try and tighten it a little bit more, and it's still got a lot of movement to it. So again, if they have nubs here where you could get a better grip, you could tighten it down and make sure that this is not going to move at all, versus, when you are only able to get it to a certain amount, because this is just made of like a slick metal. So it is going to be a little issue with this. It's not the end of the world, but you can see like I can't get it in necessarily, but when I had it all of the way in, I couldn't get it tight enough to where it wouldn't move. So that is something to consider. Keep in mind, wish they would have designed that a little bit differently. Now let's go ahead and test this out here on a window. So I've got this window here on my truck, so I'm just going to kind of spray some window cleaner onto here. And now I'm going to go ahead and use this squeegee. So just like any regular squeegee, it's just going to come across like so. And you can see it's easily getting a nice firm thing here across the middle especially. Now here at the bottom, it wasn't making a really tight seal, as you can kind of see here across the bottom. Let me spray a bit more. Now obviously, since this window is really dirty, you're probably going to want to like scrub it or something. So let me go down with this squeegee just to kind of show you. And again, it's like pulling off on the edge of the glass. So I'm just kind of going down. So it is going to work, but even with the pressure that I'm putting, it's like it's at the very edges, because of the way that this head is designed. It's not going all the way across. So because this kind of sticks out here on the edge, it's kind of more like bending here because you can't really put a lot of pressure. So in this middle section, it's working great. Otherwise, it's not really working the best in the world, just because I'm not getting a lot of pressure on this end, especially as I go across while using the squeegee. So although this does work, as you can see, it's going to leave a lot of streaks, a lot of smears. So just using this on like regular windows like so, if you're just spraying glass cleaner on, it's not going to get it as clean as, maybe using something that's going to allow you to like agitate it a little bit. It is going to work. You can see I can easily go up like that, and that's working to, remove some of the stuff. Coming back down is working the same again. But right at the edge, like I'm putting as much pressure as possible, and then right at the edge here, like there's not a whole lot of pressure being placed, just because of the design of the handle and where it's located at. So just something to keep in mind if you are purchasing this squeegee. Of course, it does work, as you can see here, but in regards to like getting all the dirt off, you're really going to need something to agitate it first before you use this squeegee to like just get it off. So if you're trying to use this to pull off the dirt without, using a washcloth or something to agitate it, it's just really not going to work. You're really going to need like a scrub brush almost to get the dirt off, and then this squeegee to then pull it all of the way off.